Hi, I'm Kamali, taking you through some of the things people are talking about and some of the stuff they're sharing around the world on NewsFeed today. An armed officer carrying a bag of donuts and a mock-up for a new 50p coin. What the internet's saying it could be Britain's future after Brexit. What was it about this photo from yesterday's terror attack in Nairobi that sparked an ethics debate on Kenyan Twitter? We meet some Syrian women making a statement of independence with food. And these baby devils don't look very devilish. It's Wednesday's Animals Doing Stuff. Top of our newsfeed, Brexit. Unless you've not been paying attention, you will have heard that the British Prime Minister Theresa May suffered a humiliating defeat for her Brexit deal, which was overwhelmingly rejected yesterday evening by the UK Parliament. Now, of course, Twitter went into meltdown with serious analysis and the part we like most, the jokes. Now, this video of an armed police officer carrying snacks in Downing Street inspired hundreds of tweets. Now, most of them are riffing on the idea that in post-Brexit Britain, even the humble Krispy Kreme will need an armed escort. And the idea that donuts will be guarded by people wielding weapons kind of fits with this next meme. It's the 10-year challenge with London now in 2019 and London in Mad Max's dystopian future in 2029. Then there's this one saying Brexit is basically the government's bird box challenge. People blindfolded, stumbling and bumbling ahead, trying to get an unspecified promised land. And remember, people have been getting hurt doing that. And this one, offers a newly minted commemorative Brexit edition 50p piece with the Queen facepalming. So what's next? Well, Britain is right now writing a story it doesn't know the ending to, kind of like a choose your own adventure, kind of. So, no one likes your Brexit deal. What now? A vote of no confidence will be held in Theresa May's government. Vote yes and Mrs May keeps working towards an exit agreement. Vote no, and the next question is, can opposition parties get a majority to offer a credible alternative government? A yes vote there and Theresa May will resign and a general election could be held. No, and another vote of confidence will be held, but can anyone form a government? But a yes vote means the Conservatives would stay in power and they may try and modify their Brexit deal. Another no, and there will be a general election. But of course there are other paths that Britain could follow. There could be a no-deal Brexit. They could postpone Brexit. There could be a second referendum. Or there could be no Brexit at all. And all these outcomes are possible. So, is everyone clear? All right, let's take a look at some of the other things that caught our eye on social media. Now, Nike have released a self-lacing trainer or sneaker. It's called the Adapt BB and I want a pair already. They have 3 preset lacing settings: warm-up, street and game. They're controlled by an app, or you can set them just how you like. They also contain a gyroscope and an accelerometer. Now, they are one of the most interesting soon-to-be available wearables and will apparently retail at approximately $350 US.
Thank you, Spiderman.
That was so good.
And this is the new Spiderman trailer. It shows Peter Parker going on a school trip, meeting Nick Fury, and then saving the world. So far, so generic Marvel Cinematic Universe movie. But this one has fans of these eye-poppingly bad but popular movies thinking 3 films ahead to Marvel's Avengers Endgame and asking how Spidey can be swinging around Europe if Thanos destroyed the world in Infinity War. Don't worry, all will be explained, and Disney/Marvel will milk at least another 15 movies from the MCU. Photographs of the riverside attack in the Kenyan capital Nairobi were shared around the world yesterday. They showed what we have become sadly accustomed to: people blood-soaked, terrified, fleeing for their lives. But one picture published by the New York Times was particularly upsetting, and Kenyan Twitter did something about it.
The New York Times is facing a huge backlash over its coverage of Tuesday's deadly terrorist attack in Nairobi. It used this photo. "We've blurred the bodies of several victims. The New York Times didn't. And people in Kenya are furious."
Bring down the pics. That's the only true apology New York Times and New York Times Photo can offer Kenya. I never saw photos of pain, blood, and anguish in attacks outside of Africa. Standardize your journalism. To defeat terror, cover the story as you must, but show pictures of triumph and courage.
Someone tell New York Times, irresponsible journalism, taking advantage of misery and tragedy in Nairobi just to push your ratings. Shame, shame. Bring down those photos.
Many users reported the NYT Photo Twitter account, which posted the image on social media. In response, Twitter suspended the account. But the New York Times is refusing to take the photo off its own website.
We understand how painful this coverage can be, and we try to be very sensitive in how we handle both words and images in these situations. We want to be respectful to the victims and to others affected by the attack, but we also believe it is important to give our readers a clear picture of the horror of an attack like this. This includes showing pictures that are not sensationalized, but that give a real sense of the situation. We take the same approach wherever in the world something like this happens, balancing the need for sensitivity and respect with our mission of showing the reality of these events.
But that response wasn't sufficient for many Kenyans, who called out their apparent double standard.
Presumably, we will be seeing photos of children in the next mass shootout in the US, so we can get a real sense of the situation, right?
No, you don't use the same approach in the world.
Meanwhile, the Kenyan president praised the way Kenyans used Twitter during the attack.
I also take note of the Kenyans who took to social media to encourage one another, to spread hope, and hold those distorting information to account.
At least 500,000 Syrians live here in Istanbul, refugees from the bloody war across the border. And some enterprising women are working to make the most of their time here.
بكل بيت في سوريا صار في مأساة، صار في حزن، صار في أموات، فأفكارنا ضلت مشوشة، وبكل بيت يعني ضيعنا أهلنا، تركنا جيراننا، أصدقائنا، تركنا بيوتنا، نفسيتنا كانت تعبانة كتير، والحمد لله هون من خلال معرفتنا بالصبايا السوريات والعائلات السورية طبعا الواحد شوي بيرتاح بيلاقي له إنه أهلا وسهلا بمطبخنا كذا حابين نعرفكم عليه، في عنا طلبية حابين نساويها، فأهلا وسهلا فيكم شرفونا. نساويها ل 27 شخص، فلافل مع كبة نية، شرفونا لحتى نعرفكم كيف الطريقة. أهلا وسهلا.
The Women to Women Refugee Kitchen was established in Istanbul in 2017 by a group of refugee women from different parts of war-torn Syria. They started by making different types of jams in their homes. When the demand increased, a local organization helped them set up a commercial kitchen. The kitchen offers catering services for offices and universities.
بس المطبخ صار عنده مستلزمات تانية، صار في عندنا دفع آجار بلا مؤاخذة، عندنا كمان من دفع الفواتير، فمن خلال المردود اللي بده يجينا عم بينحسب علينا مثلا هالأمور هي، عم تنحسب علينا المواد، عم تنحسب علينا الكلفة اللي عم نحطها نحن عليها، وبالآخر هالمبلغ اللي بيزيد عم نقسمه على 17 يمكن يجينا أقل شيء 50 ليرة، 75 ليرة، 100 ليرة، يعني هي ما راح تساعدنا هذيك المساعدة الكافية، بس يعني إنه بتشيل عنا لو جزء بسيط من الحمل اللي احنا فيه.
Even though the kitchen is facing financial difficulties, there's no lack of motivation here.
نحن من خلال معرفتنا بالنساء السوريات بهالمنطقة يعني طلعنا من مأزق اللي كان هو مأزقنا مأساوي اجينا من نتيجة حرب نفسيا تعبانين، من خلال معرفتنا بهالنساء الحمد لله تشجعنا وبادرنا إنه نكون إيد وحدة بهالمشروع ونأمن طلباتنا ومستلزماتنا المعيشية، وهذا الدافع الأكبر إنه بنترفه إنه بنتنشط يعني معنويا.
For most women here, setting up a kitchen and being financially independent is something they would have never thought of doing in their home country. Miriam and the others had to convince their husbands to be able to work in the kitchen.
حتى بتركيا لسه النساء السوريات محافظين على يعني وضعهم انه ببيوتهم اغلبيتهم. الشغل هو مو عيب، اولي كنا موظفات بدوائر، كنا انسات، كنا طالبات جامعه، اما بشغل بمطابخ نحن يعني معيبه بالنسبه لنا كانت، كنا نتفاجئ انه يمكن نشوف بنت بمطعم صعب علينا. بتمنى لكافه النساء السوريات بكل البلدان العربيه والعالميه انه اذا في عندهم قدره واستطاعه يساعدوا انفسهم، يساعدوا يساعدوا العائلة كون المعيشة غالية.
Okay, around the world now for some other stories you need to know this Wednesday. Police in Australia say they've busted up part of a Vietnamese crime syndicate that was using airline cabin crew to smuggle drugs into the country. One of the airline's crew said this was the 20th time they'd smuggled narcotics into Australia. The drugs seized are said to be worth more than $20 million. Police say the crime ring has been operating for at least 5 years. This is the dining room of an Austrian hotel after it was hit by an avalanche. A serious winter storm is making life very cold across parts of Europe, and there's been higher than usual levels of snow, leading to stuff like this. Authorities say no one was hurt. The Fire Challenge, the Tide Pod Challenge, the Bird Box Challenge, all stupid YouTube-based viral nonsense that people get hurt doing, but other people enjoy watching. Well, now YouTube has updated its terms to say that any challenge or prank that can result in serious injury or death has no place on YouTube. So they say. Now, YouTube are notoriously slow to remove content that breaks their rules. I looked earlier, and you can still find Fire Challenge videos. The one I saw had 60 likes and 10 dislikes, which tells you plenty about YouTube users. Speaking of internet-based challenges, here's a much more wholesome and safe one that's going viral. It's called the 4 Generations Challenge. Take a look. Very cute stuff. Now, parkour, jumping off and on stuff safely, athletically and in a cool way, went mass market after it was in a Bond film called Casino Royale in 2006. And now in Iran in 2019, it's reached a new and, for that country, perhaps unexpected fan base.
It gives you the feeling that there are no limits in your life. It's not just about the sports. It's the same case when facing other challenges too. You no longer escape problems and challenges. Instead, you try to confront them and find a way around them in the most beautiful way.
It's weird to some people that a girl is jumping off buildings or doing some moves along with boys. It's somehow odd for people, but anyway, we do our job.
As long as we follow the rules of the society, we have not had any problems, none so far.
And last up, we have a bunch of animals doing stuff, and what they're mainly doing is looking cute. Now, this video shared by ABC Rural shows a litter of endangered Tasmanian devil babies running around the place like they're having a good old time. Now, these guys are part of a breeding program on mainland Australia. Tasmanian devils are marsupials, and the internet tells me the word marsupial is from the Latin marsupium, meaning pouch, which makes these guys little joeys. So now you know. Hashtag Wednesday Wisdom. And that is all from the NewsFeed team. Reach out to me with your questions, comments, complaints and suggestions. I'm at Kamali Melbourne. You'll find us 24/7 on Twitter and YouTube. Follow and subscribe. See you again tomorrow.